Hello, hi, this is Tasien. I am back and welcome back if it's not your first time to be here. And if it's your first time, you are very welcome. Welcome to our channel and don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the videos, please click like and share it to your networks. So in today's tutorial, we are going to talk about a factor. A factor is as a type of object in R. In our second tutorial, we talked about types of data in R, and in the first tutorial, we talked about how to write a vector in R. And there was one question that was asked, and the person wanted to know if there is a difference between a vector in mathematics and a vector in programming, like here in R. In mathematics, when we talk about vectors, we are interested in things like magnitude or direction, which is not the case in programming. In programming, like here in R, when we talk about a vector, we want to just talk about a list, an ordered list of items, and those items, they may be either numbers or characters, or a mixture of both. Yeah, just an ordered list of items. That's the vector in programming, in the language of programming, like in R here. Yeah. So now let's continue with our tutorials, and we want to talk about a factor. A factor as a type of object in R. Yeah. So what is a factor? A factor is a data object which is used to categorize data and store it as levels. Let's take an example of let's take a vector here. Let's say that we have a vector A which is equal, if you remember how to create a vector, we have a vector A which is equal to, let's say we have a group of individuals, some are females and others are males. Let's say we have female, we have to use these keywords, female, and the next individual is also female, female, what am I typing? Female, and the next individual also is a let's say he is a male, and the next individual is, let's say, a female. The next individual is, let's say, a male, and the next individual is, let's say, a male, and the next individual, let's say, is a female. I think these are enough. Yeah. So you see this vector, it has data, and this data can be categorized into levels. And if you can see here, we have two levels. We have either a male individual or a female individual. So if we want to write this as a factor, now we can, let's say B is factor, then we have to add this vector inside the factor function. Let's copy it and paste it here. Yes, this is B, like this. So if we if we want to know the levels of this vector B, we write levels B, and if we call levels B, we will find that we have two levels, a female and male. Okay. Now we can change the levels into labels in a way we want it to be. Let's say we want to change female into labels 1 and male into labels 0. How do we do it? We just change the levels of B, then we assign it to another vector that we want. We want that the females will be represented by 1s and the males will be represented by 0. Yeah, so then if we do it like this, and if we call now levels B, it will say that the levels are 1 and 0. And if we print B, if we print for instance B, it will be a vector of 1s and 0s instead of being a vector of females and males. So the females has been changed into 1s and the males has been changed into 1s. So, and we can do it in the way that we have a vector of 1s and 0 at the very beginning when we are already defining our vector B here. How do we do it? Let me copy this. I copy this one when we have been defining our vector B. Then I put it here. Let me paste it here. So how do we do it? We just define the levels inside parentheses here and then write levels equal, and in this case the levels are males and females, female, and the second level is male. And then after defining the levels, we can immediately give it labels. Then labels, and how do we label them? We want them that females will be represented by 1s and males will be represented by 0s, like this. Yeah. So if we do it this way, so we will have the same vector B of 1s and 0s instead of vector of females and males. Let me print B and see what we get. You see, we get a vector of 0s and 1s. So it means that the fact all the levels, all the elements with levels female will change into 1s and males will change into 0s. Yeah, so guys, that's how we can create that's how we can create a factor in R programming. And if we want to access element of a factor or a vector too, how do we do it? We just write that vector. Let's, for instance, here write A. Our vector A, we know it. It's a vector of these females and males. And if for instance we want to access this element, the fed element, we want to know. We won't take only this fed element. We just type A and a square brackets, and then we put the index that we want. Then in this case, the index that we want is the fed index. Then we put 3. If we put 3 like this, then we will get male. So this way of accessing elements in a vector can be also be used in factors. Let's apply it to the factor B, and if we want to access the element in factor B and the element of index 3, then we will get 0. See, this 0. Yeah, guys, thank you for watching. This is the end of today's tutorial. Next time I'll be talking about data frames. So guys, don't miss next time, because the data frame context, it is very important for data analytics, because most of data are stored as data frames. So don't miss next time. Please, if you have liked the video, click like and share to your network.